Hey there, curious coders. Welcome to Learn C++ in 200 seconds. That's right, just over 3 minutes to get a full crash course in the essentials of C++. Whether you're completely new or just brushing up, this is going to be fast, fun, and super packed with value. We'll look at everything from printing hello world to writing your own functions, using conditions, loops, and more. So get ready. Let's dive straight into the magic of C++. All right, first things first, header files. In C++, we include header files at the top of our program using the hash include directive. Think of these like libraries full of pre-written code that we want to use. Here we're including cin, which gives us access to input-output streams, like cout for printing. We're also including comma, which lets us work with the string data type for handling text. Without including these, our program wouldn't know how to handle input-output or text strings. C++ comes with something called namespaces, basically containers for names to avoid conflicts. STD is the standard namespace, and it includes things like cout, cin, and string. If we don't use this line, we'd have to write std.cout, cdd, string, and so on every time. So by writing using namespace std, we're telling the compiler, hey, you can assume we're using the standard namespace. It makes our code cleaner and easier to read for beginners. This is the entry point of every C++ program. When we run our code, the computer starts reading from the main function. It returns an integer, usually 0, to signal that the program ended successfully. Everything inside the curly braces of main is the body of our program. At the end of main, we write return 0 to signal the program ran successfully. It's like saying, hey system, everything went fine. Now we're printing to the screen using cout, which stands for character output. The double angle bracket operator is called the insertion operator. It inserts whatever comes after it into the output stream. Here we're printing the classic hello world to the console. It's your first handshake with the language. C++ is a statically typed language, meaning we need to declare the type of each variable. Int is for integers, like 25. Double is for decimals, like 3.2, 3.14. String is for text. Don't forget we need header for that. Bool is for true or false values. We then print them all using cout, separating with double less than and spaces in quotes to make it readable. Notice how we end with endol. That moves the cursor to the next line, just like pressing enter. Strings are used to store text. Here we've stored hello in a variable called greeting. We can call built-in methods on strings, like .length dot, to get useful information. In this case, it tells us how many characters are in the string. We print both the string and its length using cout. Now let's create functions, small reusable blocks of code. The first one, say hi, takes a string input and prints a greeting. Notice it's declared with void. That means it doesn't return anything. The second function, add, takes two integers and returns their sum. It uses the return keyword to give back the result. Functions let us organize code better and avoid repeating logic. Now we call the functions we just created. We pass world into say hi, so it prints hi world. Then we call add 510, and the result gets printed as part of the sentence. Simple, clean, and reusable. Here comes some decision making with an if-else statement. We're checking if the value of age is greater than 18. If it is, we print you are an adult. Otherwise, we print you are a minor. This is how we control the flow of our program based on conditions. A for loop repeats code a fixed number of times. Here's what's happening. We start I at 1. As long as I is less than or equal to 3, we keep looping. After each loop, I++ increases I by 1. Each time, we print the current value of I. This loop runs exactly 3 times and prints, count 1, 2, and 3. And here's a while loop, similar to a for loop, but more flexible. We set j to 0. While j is less than 3, we print the value and increment it. The key difference is the condition is checked before each loop. It's great for when you don't know in advance how many times you'll loop. And that's it. You just learned the basics of C++ in under 200 seconds. We covered printing, variables, functions, conditionals, and loops, all the core building blocks to get you started. Keep exploring and keep coding. And don't forget, every expert was once a beginner. See you in the next one.